on Ikkyo. You know, it's our number one technique because, like we talked about last night, there's no pain compliance particularly. You know, it's just a pure balance taking technique, and it's kind of, you know, there's nothing other than the mechanics, which makes it so nice. But what makes it Ikkyo? Now, I've been criticised over the years because when I do this version, I put the wrist lock on. And lots of people saying, oh, that's Ikkyo. Who cares? You know what I mean? I'm not massive, I'm not super strong, and both my shoulders are shot. This gives me a bit of extra leverage. And I'm still effectively doing, in my mind, when I think of Ikkyo, I think of a straight arm lever that most of the time comes away from the body and takes it through. So, you know, again, my head is a three-legged table. That would be a four-legged table. It's a three-legged table. There's his weakness. And this thing gives me an opportunity to either push him straight down, which if he's got any kind of strength in his legs, he will reinforce. You've all had stood on a table that's got a weak leg. As long as your balance is over the strong bit, you can still find the centre. But you know, that's the nature of the Ikkyo to me. And then your rotation and your ura and your emoto and all that kind of stuff just depends on the situation. Do it without the wrist lock. Okay. So if I do this version, which I see quite a lot of people doing, we were talking about the Aikido approach. Quite often you see this the big kind of movement. That's great. I can't do it. You know, I'm a short ass. If I'm doing this with a tall person, I can't take someone's balance in that direction. Also, because we've got quite a few people in our group that are kickers, if you do this and you float their front leg, I'm going to get something from that. It's very hard to do this and still keep their weight going into their feet. Now, by all means, if you're tall, have a go. But I think, from my personal experience, you've got to make an attempt and you've got to move through the body. So you can have a play with that if you want, okay? And again, this is my perception of reality. I prefer that. Because I can link this to my body, I don't make too much arm movement, I can go straight to the third point, the balance point, and I can keep this in contact with the floor. The minute he can start lifting his heel and he can start moving, he can adjust his base. So the minute I've got this, I want to sink this in. So I'm trying to connect up through his arm, I want to sink this in, and I'm moving straight through. And it's not pretty, and it doesn't look like the big circle that, you know, but for me, this is an easier start. So I want to do a couple of principal things that how I frame Ikkyo, if you like. So the shoulder rolling forwards to take the balance forwards. Okay. If I do this and I'm pushing, I have to do this to get over. And again, I'm a short ass, so this doesn't work for me. So one of the things I've picked up, shall we say, I come up from underneath, so like elbows are in front of my hips, like I'm lifting a boko, and then I will rotate and use that. Obviously I'm just doing this statically, really being here. So have a play first of all. I don't care, I mean, you've got all sorts of levels of experience on that. Do it from a strike, do it from double handing, whatever you want, you know, doesn't matter. But just play around briefly with an Ikkyo and just concentrate on taking the balance with the rotation, okay? As your mechanic for now, okay? There's lots of different things we can do with this, but I just want to look at this underneath, and I'm not using the pressure points and all that kind of stuff, just rotate. So I'm base of the bicep and just trying to connect the elbow up to the back of the shoulder so it connects to his spine and actually rolls everything forward. Just have a play with it in your own time. Okay. Good. So another thing we can do when we get to this stage, if you like, so the pre-balance take, is this turn. Mark? Yeah, Mark? Yeah. So like a horizontal turn, if you like. So again, we've got this, and I'm not doing any of the roll this time, so we've got to here, but this, so basically lifting my heel and turning this, and allowing my back hip to come through and creating space with this hip here. And it has the same effect in that it's taking him through that weakness on this three-legged table, if you like. So I've got got this, and for whatever reason, this is then my go-to to help. I find this is really useful for me if I've got someone that's heavier. Max, when he comes and trains, he does that rugby player thing where he goes into a squat, and even though his balance is kind of down, he's solid as a rock, so you have to take him into his toes. So again, we'll have a quick play with this. Doesn't matter which one, I just strike, Let's open it. Could be any rough thing, but it's this, that. So it's almost like the first movement of an ura before you change your feet. Have a quick play with it. Just rotate. Try and keep everything else nice and tidy. Eyes up on the horizon. So we've got our taking the slack out of the arm, connecting up and rolling. We've got our, if you like, our horizontal roll. You see me moving my heel, but that was terrible. Don't do that. Lift your heel out, so we've got that. The next one is the most obvious. Get down here, and again, I have to use this a lot because I'm not the biggest person in the world. I'm never going to be a globetrotter. Move through. It's such an obvious thing. People forget they can take a step. You can keep your posture. Look how extending I am now, so this is nowhere near the technique. I've already done that. But now if he's strong or if he's kind of, rather than me trying to muscle him, I don't have to. My entire system, as long as I move in the right direction, this is no good. You can do it that way, but it's the balance point. It's kind of down there, so that's where I'm going to go. So, one last thing to add in. So we'll look at 4 sub-principles of Ikkyo. You bored yet? No. Otoshi. Ultimately, I want to get him down to the floor. And it's very easy with this technique, especially if the person's been a bit awkward or a bit strong, or you don't quite take the balance to do this. Stand up. Good. Body drop. Now it's not squatting and pushing your bum down into the floor, it's releasing your knees, keeping your posture impeccable and letting gravity do its job. You're tapping into the Earth's free energy. Right? So, my body movement to reposition him. He's taken a step, so I'm going to change this. I'm up underneath. I've rotated to take the slack out of the unit. I'm moving into position. I'm going to do a bit of a turn to take more slack out of his shoulder. I won't need to do the body movement here because I've got him, and I'm going to make my body. And I can do it in fractions. You don't have to smash someone, just a little drop. Your entire body weight through a balance taken, there's no support. And sometimes it's all you need to drop someone. So have a go again, whichever Ikkyo you want to do, it doesn't matter. Mix it up. You can do 2 hands. Right. You can go straight through. I can do a bit of movement. But just use the combination of, and just feel what you need to do. Try and be sensitive to what your partner's giving you. Grab someone you haven't used. If if you've been practicing with some of the smaller people on the mat, get hold of one of the units. Get hold of one of the bigger people and see what you need to add in of those principles. See what you feel works, because that's adjusting in your head your reaction to the different body types. You've got to try and get to the stage where you're in. These are kata. No one's going to grab your wrist and demand your phone, or no one's going to mug you like this or start. These are biomechanical drills. In a real situation, someone runs up and just swing it. That's just as likely what's going to happen. You're not going to be ready, you're going to put something up, but hopefully your body will feel pressure coming from an area, you'll recognise what's happening, and something will happen, and some form of technique will occur, and that's Ikkyo-ish. I don't know what it was, but it was kind of what I felt was, and obviously he's being nice. It would be a flurry of other stuff. But you see what I mean? So try and get used to feeling what you think you need of those 4 principles based on Aikido as a framework. Does that make sense? And then you could just apply it to any Ikkyo. Have a bite, see what you can do. So there's one other thing with Ikkyo, and again, this doesn't get shown a lot. I think it's because people don't like training in a a nasty way. And you're all right, don't you? So we've had our taking the slack out rotation. We've had our horizontal leading. We've had our rimi moving through as a system. We've had our otoshi body drop kind of thing. There's one other, and I can't really think of a way of describing this. I'm sure there's a proper Japanese term, but you know me, I'm a pleb. It's a bit like a crank in a car engine. So if you've got a bent arm like this, that's assuming you don't have someone being stiff that you have to do some other version. But if you've got you can do a thing, we talked before about pedaling with the hips. When you cut with the boken, one hip goes in here. So I can do this. Effectively, and if, you were doing this in a more martial, especially if I had this on. Unfortunately, there's good chances forehead is going to hit the floor. So be careful with this, especially if you're a bit taller or a bit stronger, but 1, 2. So you're sending a wave through the body. It's almost like doing that with the yonkia. The energy is being sent through the body. You know that thing where you, with a piece of string or a carpet or whatever.
Camel rope.
Yeah, my metaphors aren't on point. So here, I'm cutting this down in front of my centre, and it's not an arms thing, it's that. Just to break the balance. And again, you combine that with what we've been doing with the other things. Well done. He got his hand down, but most people wouldn't get their hands down. And now you're in this lovely position of whatever,